Dr. Carson, welcome. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great. Thanks very much.
You are going to be here. In fact, you're going to be at the Holiday Inn Executive Center on Sunday, the 16th. What's that all about?
I believe that's going to be the Vitae Foundation.
Yes.
Which is a foundation that promotes life. And, of course, my whole career has centered around preserving and enhancing life. So it's a perfect event for me.
This is going to be Sunday, November 16th, Holiday Inn Executive Center, 7 p.m., dinner, and you get to listen to Dr. Ben Carson, who, by the way, you'd be thrilled to hear what actress Ellen Barkin just said. Fetuses and infants are not people because they can't talk. Holy Toledo. I hope they never, somebody in her family doesn't lap into unconsciousness.
Well, I don't know where people come up with these. I mean, hopefully that was said in jest. I hope that wasn't a serious statement.
No, it was not. So you're going to talk about pro-life. You are pro-life.
Very much so. And just recognizing, the tremendous potential that exists. As a neurosurgeon, I can tell you, you look at a fetus that is, 6 or 8 weeks old, and you can already see the little toes, and you can see the little fingers and the little nose, but the brain, that's the thing that's really cool. That brain is developing at a rate of 400 million neurons a day.
Wow.
And you think about what that is going to be capable of. And it's much more sophisticated, quite frankly, than a lot of these little snail darters and yellow striped back spiders and stuff that we go through all kinds of shenanigans trying to save. Why aren't we trying to save human beings?
These people come out and say, they're so cold and callous that they're willing to execute a child, up to several days after the baby is born. Where do they come up with this stuff?
It requires a tremendous sense of rationalization to be able to do that. And, one of the reasons that, a lot of the people who are pro-abortion don't want women to see the ultrasounds is they don't want you to see that beautiful little baby. And the fact that people have gotten people to believe that anybody who is pro-life is anti-woman shows you how far off the mark we've gone. I mean, the mother and the child, that is the most sacred, precious relationship there is. And the baby is in the safest place it can possibly be, in the mother's womb. And we've convinced women that unless you can kill that thing, that we're against you. Is that craziness or what?
It is to me. It's absolute insanity. I think life begins at conception, and I think we need to protect it, and we need to. It's not up to it's not the woman's right. It is the right of that child, that infant, to live.
I have to tell you that there was a time when I was pro-choice in my life. I just said, to each their own. I don't believe in it, but whatever you want to do, you can do, and I really shouldn't interfere with that. And what made me change my mind on that is I started thinking about slavery. And I said, what if the abolitionist had said, I don't believe in it, but you guys can do anything you want. It's not a problem. Where would we be today?
Wow. My mother used to say a smart person changes their mind, a damn fool never does. Clearly, you've changed your mind on that issue, and I'm thrilled about that. Let me kind of shift a little bit here. Have you officially thrown your hat in the ring to seek the nomination?
No, that was a misprint by ABC News, and they have subsequently retracted it.
Well, you expected it. ABC News wasn't going to get anything right anyway. Let me ask you this. If there was a neurosurgeon who had the courage to speak his mind, and he decided he might run for president, what would he hope to accomplish?
Well, I hope it wouldn't be anything that was particularly neurosurgically focused. But what I would want to accomplish, were I to do that, is putting the United States Constitution back on the top shelf where it belongs. And I mean every aspect of it, not picking and choosing the parts that we want to enforce and the parts that we want to ignore. I would also want to help the American people understand that we're not each other's enemies. Even if we disagree about something, it doesn't make us enemies. We have to stop listening to the Saul Alinsky's of the world, who say never have a conversation with anyone who disagrees with you because that humanizes them, and your job is to demonize them. You know, this is what's destroying our nation. A house divided against itself cannot stand. And that has never been the case, and it never will be the case. I would also want to accomplish releasing the most powerful economic engine the world has ever known. What we've done instead is surrounded it with all kind of fetters and unreasonable regulations and taxation, and we're just killing it. And if we let it go, I think we'd be well on the way to eliminating our deficits and our national debt. And then the other thing I want to see is us emphasizing ways to allow those in our society who are downtrodden and who feel victimized. We need to show them the way out, the way up. We need to invest in them in a way that provides independence and freedom, not a way that maintains dependency.
If this neurosurgeon decided to throw his hat in the ring, recognizing that politics can be pretty Machiavellian, and that people hold him in high esteem now that might seek the same seat as him, might be really pretty viciously going after him, would he be up to that task?
Well, if it were me, I certainly would be, because you would expect that. Particularly, you would expect that from people who are ambitious and really are looking in terms of, their own aggrandizement as opposed to the nation. And that neurosurgeon would not engage in the mudslinging, the mud wrestling, but rather would tend to concentrate on the real problems and what the solutions are, and then leave it up to the people to make a decision as to which direction they want to go.
Last question about that neurosurgeon that we're talking about. How would he respond if somebody said, "Well, you don't have any executive. You've never been a governor. You're no better than Barack Obama with regard to experience." How would you think he might answer that?
I think he would probably say, if you want somebody who is going to maintain the status quo and continue to push toward government regulation and government control of every aspect of my life, of your life, then I would certainly agree with you. You need somebody who's had a lot of executive government experience in that. But if you need somebody who knows how to figure out difficult problems, who knows how to work with lots of different people to obtain a goal, then I think maybe you should be looking for somebody who's had experience doing that.
Dr. Ben Carson is going to be here in Columbia, Holiday Inn Executive Center, Sunday, November 16th. That's this Sunday. Dinner and a program at 7 p.m. And it's VITAE Foundation, so that you, if you don't know how to spell that, .org to register and get tickets. It's inexpensive, and you got to hear this guy talk. Dr. Carson, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much.